Welcome back to the channel, my friends, except for Steve. So came back from vacation, had a couple of parts in at the house, and we're gonna get it installed in the car. We're gonna measure for push rods, which, bear with me, I've never done it before. Done some research on it, but I haven't done it before. So, looking forward to doing that. We got to do some welding on our valve covers. We have some injectors to install. I got FID 2200s. My buddy John Capizzi took care of me on these. He's a dealer. So EV LS1 height. Let's see if my harness matches that. Yes, my harness is good. Let's pray it's long enough. So I had a little problem with it on my high ram. No, I think I had it on this car, this setup. I wish I made this about yay long. It's a little tight getting to the back of the motor, but it's there. So we got our injectors, brand new 2200s, like I said, from FID. Oh, I could have made my I could order. I guess I could order. I really don't feel like building another harness. But we have to see if the spacers I made last year are gonna work. They're a touch short. I mean, we're talking a 1/10 of an inch maybe. I don't know. So we gotta play it. We gotta put everything. The manifold's not fully bolted down to the car because I still have to do. I'm not done cleaning out the intercooler. I don't trust it yet. So we can mock this all up on the bench instead of being hunched over the car, because I still have to wire my smart coils in. So we gotta wire smart coils in. We have to put the injectors in. I have some stock valve covers that I cleaned up today that I was gonna sand these and paint them and everything, but they're so covered by these brackets that I might just leave them, because these aren't the valve covers I'm using. I ordered Winchester Metalworks valve covers a while ago, and I'm getting very impatient and waiting. So I bought some ICT billet smart coil brackets. I had a spare set of stock covers sitting here. I got a couple sets. Got some -10 bungs. I got an 1/8 inch MPT bung for my I'm gonna weld that. It's almost the perfect hole for the sensor. So we gotta weld that, weld some bungs to it, and these are going on the car. I might paint them, I might not. I haven't decided. I don't know if I want to go through all that prep work, but that's what we have to do today. Definitely far from my best work, but old. If you could have seen these things were black with oil today, straight off a junkyard engine, and I haven't welded in God knows how long. So that side not so pretty, that side not too bad. Plus these are gonna get ripped off the second my nice ones come in anyway. So. These will do. Alright, we're at the shop this morning working on fuel system components. Like I said, we got to get this part assembled with our new injectors. Like I said, these are a little off. So we're gonna put them in and see how they fit, because as long as, obviously these are just dummies, there's no fuel in here, we just have to make sure it seals the port in the intake. That's all we got to do, is make sure it seals that. So if they're long enough to sit in there past the bevel, good to go. The injectors matter. These spacers, not as much. Hopefully it's not too dark in here. As I said previously, I don't like turning the lights on before opening a business so people don't bother me. Got our FID 2200s, LS1 height. They have screens in them. That's nice. These came all assembled with the top hat and everything. Nice clips on them. So, I got a little lube. The O-rings are just, it's very, very close. Very, very close. Buying injectors today is not a fun thing, and you don't know where you're going to get reputable ones, because too many shops out there are okay with selling Bosch 220s, Chinese ones. They flow match them, but they're still Chinese injectors. Where you go, there's a reason why it's a knockoff and why they're cheaper. Seem to be okay. All right, everything seemed to work out. Injectors are in. I built this harness. That fits good. The only thing, it's a little tight here. I mean, it's not bad, but wish I had a little more slack on it. Fuel lines, I just got to tighten them once it's bolted down. Map sensor, this is for the fuel regulator. I almost thought about drilling two ports in here, two 1/8 inch ports, so I didn't have the hoses running up, but you know, then it might cause issues with the steam port kit that's right here. Now this is ready to be bolted back onto the car now, all assembled. We've jumped around a little bit, got annoyed last night. Car's fighting me, and oh my god, just everything's so trashed. Car's fighting me, and it got wickedly humid for absolutely no reason. Like, I thought it was gonna rain because of how humid it got, and I got annoyed with everything with the car. So, sorry, I'm trying to organize here because I just got the hot side back from Cerakote, and it's not right. My buddy Tom did it for me, and he called me up and he goes, look, he goes, this don't look right. He goes, I think the tint's wrong with Cerakote, the company Cerakote, and they got a million excuses to why it doesn't look right, and put it on the car and it'll change with heat cycles, and we know it's not going to change with heat cycles. It's Cerakote, so what it's literally for. I'm not 100% happy with it, but I don't care. Like, it's over. I just want it back on the car so I can get this thing going. That's supposed to be smoked bronze. It's definitely nothing of the sort. So, I'm not the most thrilled about it. We gotta build the wastegates. It's like desert tan in some lights. It's just not... like, it looks terrible, but we're gonna put it together and we're gonna deal with it. The upside is most of it's hidden. Not the color I wanted, but it's the color I got. No fault of my buddy, Tommy, he just was the applicator, and they're like, oh, well, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. And he's like, listen, I've been painting for 25 years. I didn't not mix it. I did not spray it incorrectly. So, you know, it's just excuses. Excuses on excuses. I gotta remember, it's been so long. Can't remember how any of this stuff goes. So, I mean, it can only go back together a certain amount of ways, right? Oh. And just like that, costs more money. Well, that's what it'll look like assembled with the wrong color Cerakote. To hell with that. I'm done with that tonight. Let's do something a little easier. Put the headers on or something. Can we screw up there? Well, it's not what I wanted, but it's what I got. And guys, I gotta admit, I'm not having fun putting this car back together. It's just, everything about it's kicking my ass. And I'm not, it almost seems like a job right now. And that's not why I do this. I don't want this to be a job. This is supposed to be my hobby. It's supposed to be fun. I'm not having fun. You know, it might, my thoughts on it all might change when it's all together and it's running again, but right now I'm just not enjoying the process. And that used to be the most fun I had. I didn't even care about racing them. My most fun I had was building them. I don't know, just not in me this year. Tell me I gotta take these coils off. I bet you I gotta take these coils off. Might be able to sneak it up and in since there's nothing in there. So close, but yet so far. Son of a bitch. Oh, got it. Yeah. The small victories. Just seems like everything is fighting me. Every single thing I do is a problem. There's a problem with it. Like, you fully expect a certain percentage to be a problem. Like that's par for the course. Some parts don't fit, some parts you gotta massage, understandable. But when literally you can't even get to that stage because you can't get your parts, and it's not like I'm not ordering obscure parts, I'm not ordering one-off parts, you know, that gets highly obnoxious. And then delays on everything, people not holding their word, companies sending in the wrong crap. How am I supposed to even get that? Just fell into the collector. I had a pick out here. There it is. You know, it's just, it's one thing after another. Who's calling me? Greenwich, Connecticut. You know, it's just, it's getting old. It's getting fast. Getting fastly old. I'm not the only one that goes through it. Everybody goes through it, but man, it's taking its toll this year. You know, I plan to already be driving this thing. I'd plan on to race this thing next week at Scotty's rental. That ain't gonna happen. I still gotta measure and order push rods. We're gonna do that in this video, hopefully. See how freaking much I can screw that up. Nice. A lot of part of me has thought about giving up on this thing this year and selling the whole thing and buying what I want. Nice classic Chevy, make 800, 900 horse, but I don't know what's gonna happen. 800 horse turns into 1,000 horse. 1,000 horse, 1,200 horsepower. 1,200 horsepower turns into 15, and we're back right where we are. You know, the price everything gets to when you start going faster exponentially, and right now it's parts prices are out of control. I mean, I thought about it the other day, just today. Bought a Holly Dominator for this car, what, 4 years ago? It was $1,600. Yeah, things like $2,900 now. And what's changed? Hardware-wise, nothing has changed in it, and it's doubled price. You know, $2,000 for a 12.3-inch dash. Why? That was $1,000 3 years ago, and it's physically not changed. Corporate greed. You can blame inflation. You can blame Joe Biden. You can blame whoever the hell you want to blame. What's your favorite politician that you want to hate on? But 99% of the time, at the end of the day, corporate greed. All you gotta do is look at their profits. Every corporation out there is record-setting profits in the last year or two. Yep. And who's paying it for us? The dummies. Yeah, it's a hobby. 100%. You give this crap up at any time, and you don't have to put any money into it. Absolutely. Woe is me and crying over here about this. But when you're this deep invested, trucks, trailers, garage full of tools and parts, like how do you just walk away from that? You know what I'm saying? Like when you start a hobby, when it's affordable for an average middle class person, how do you walk away with that when it just becomes too expensive? I don't know. It's very strange. Like, and yeah, a lot of it could stop if you just be happy with 850. You know, you won't have to upgrade cages. You don't have to do none of that. But once you start going a certain speed and it starts to feel slow, it's our natural instinct to want to go faster. All right, enough of the BS talk. So both headers are on. It just looks not right. Trying to take the LED light away to look at it too. I don't know. I'm gonna get the up pipes on. Can't put the wastegates on, which that means I can't run the boost controller hoses. I got the lower intake manifold on last night. Took 2 hours. All the same parts. Took 2 hours to put on because nothing routed right and nothing wanted to work right. Went to go put this steam port hose on right here this morning. Took a half an hour. This motor's, everything's the same. There's very different, like I got smart coils instead of LS3 coils, so I gotta do some wiring on that, but physically everything is the same, and this thing is fighting me tooth and nail to go together. Damn it. Alright, let's move on. Enough of this woe is me pity party BS. If you want to go racing, gotta put it together, so let's put it together. Ta-da! It looks like something. It's like this isn't bolted on, it's just resting up there for effect. You got most of the hot, I can pull the muscle in my back. We got most of the hot side in. This side went together really easily. That side fought me, but I'll always win. Definitely not the color I liked. It's alright, but should have just did it black. Yeah. Seems to be moving along here. That's nice. That wire is nice and pinched. There we go. Cool. All right. We're almost there. So I guess we should pop the valve covers off and start measuring for push rods. It's a long process. Never done it before. We're gonna do it together. And then we're gonna figure out how to wire this mess in. This is for smart. Oh my god, this freaking garbage can. Oh. This is for smart coils. Reading directions, those two have to go all the way to the battery. That's got to go to the cylinder head. And then apparently one other wire in here has to go to a relay. A big one. So we're going to wire that together. Have time to just stick LS3 coils back on it and call it a day. But I don't have sparkler wires and I don't have the coils. I do have smart coils. Alright, let's do something. Start measuring push rod length. On this side, we're going to use the 7702-1 push rod length checker number 2 from Comp. This is, I'll get it out of the bag here, 6.8, I don't know if you can see it, it's 6.8 to 7.8. If you don't know it, you know, it spins out. So on the Comp one, there's actually, I don't know if you can see the little lines right there, but supposedly it's like every one is a tenth or a thou, whatever. I'm not going by that. I got an 8-inch digital caliper, so once I get this to the right length, I'll measure the total length and do that instead of trying to memorize how many times I spun this out and do that. So we got all the rockers off except for the last one. So when I tighten down that one, it should hold it flat. Billet stands, make sure you get yourself a set of billet stands. They're just more precise. Get this one down in number 1. Should have probably extended it some. And we're gonna, if I could ever find the, I should probably extend this thing out. I'm not gonna be able to reach it. How far does it go? Goes an inch. That I know, but okay. Yeah, a little easier now. Missed the lifter, because that's definitely not on a lifter. It was stuck on something. So you can see it coming up. And my headlamp. Another 10 years, I'm gonna get my glasses. You want it on the base circle. So it's like it's a weird game I'm playing right now, where I'm loose, you know, I'm putting it in tight and I'm loosening it up to get it to where, you know, it's just zero lash. But you go too far, you get lash. The problem is I can't spin it back out. I don't know. So I'm gonna play with this and see if I could put, you know, maybe an oil on here or something, just to make it a little more friction, to try to get it to help. I'll get back to you. All right. Well, I said I'd bring you back when I figured it all out with bush rods, and I figured it out. My rockers are worn out. So I spent a solid hour trying to get that one push rod measured. As I was saying before, another piece of junk GoPro battery died. Spent an hour trying to get that one push rod measured. Every time I get zero lash, I give it a little wiggle, make sure it wasn't, you know, over tightened, and putting preload into the lifter, and then all of a sudden I'd have 5,000 plus of lash again. What in the world is going on here? So I did that, like I said, for about an hour. Finally, I took the rockers off, and I'm like, something's up here. And I started playing. I was holding the rocker when I was contemplating it, and I noticed that the trunnion is moving like 10 thou in the bearing. So that tells me that the needle bearings are worn out inside those rockers. Now, those are stock rockers. They've been on the engine for 2 years. 8,500 RPM shifts in this thing, thousands of miles. We obviously know not a single LS truck rocker is supposed to rev to 8,500. It's not designed for that. So I'm not mad about it, but I'm just mad that it's another piece I can't finish today. It's just like every time I'm getting somewhere, something else doesn't work. So I ordered CHE trunnions for it yesterday. When those come in, we'll rebuild all the rockers and we'll go back to measuring push rods again. Another $230. Same way with the wastegate. Once that comes in, we'll get the wastegates together on the car plumbed. Another $100 for my mess up there. We'll get those all plumbed. And I'm having thoughts about using dash 4 hose instead of, so this is what people normally use. I haven't had a problem with it, but a lot of people do have problems with it. They melt it, you know, it rubs through somewhere. So a lot of people go to dash 4 hose. I haven't decided yet. I think I'm just going to go back with the push lock for now, because next year when we do the Coyote, all this is coming out. And maybe I'll go dash 4 then. But what I'm very upset about is I used an Insultherm on it, and I can't find all the stuff I have to prevent it from abrasion and everything. Couldn't finish the smart coil wiring because I had to order connectors. So I had to order connectors for these because I can't just run this off and do the engine, and there's no way to take it off the car. So what I'll do is I'll cut these here, put a Deutsch connector DTP on here, and then run that into the car to this. So power is going to come into here, you know, main battery power in here. I'm going to run the coil harness to each of these. I believe these are 40 amps each. So this is going to come into here, fused, relayed, and then I will set up my trigger, which I don't know what's going to be the trigger yet. I got to look up to see what people use, because you don't want key on power. You don't want these things powered up with the car off. That's how you burn up smart coils. So I don't know if I have to tie this into an RPM switch, maybe make an output out of the Dominator, you know, when it sees, I don't know, 100 RPM or something of that nature, they turn them on. I don't know. I got to do some more research. I don't know enough yet. This, just like the title says, I am not having fun with this car right now. We did start running all the wiring. I got to pull this into the car more because this is for this. But I did get pretty much all the wiring. This is just, I haven't, obviously I haven't strapped anything up yet. I gotta still do all the hoses and all that jazz for everything. And I don't remember how I had these hoses. I have a feeling this hose was up here and the wires were underneath it, because this angle seems to be too much. I have a feeling that came through here. So I got to get all this situated and wrapped up, and obviously you see, you know, wiring just hanging down there. So we're gonna get all the wiring strapped up, because once that wiring's up, I don't think I have to do any more wiring on this side. I think all the wiring's done. That side I still have to add my horn wiring over there. And I think, and my brake light switch. This side's done. Once that's done, I can get this V-band to where it's supposed to go, which is facing down and in there, so it doesn't hit a tire or fender or anything. I don't know, but I think we're going to wrap this up here. This is not a good video. Nothing's been completed. Everything's been a problem. But there is more stuff bolted to the car now. There's more wiring ran. I have to order my Blink Marine keypad to control my PDM, which I completely forgot about until yesterday. I ran my starter wire, and I'm like, I got no way to start this rig right now. Sorry, it's my allergies is killing me this weekend. My vehicles are green. So it's not cocaine, I promise. We'll get this rig running eventually. One of these days we'll have it running. I don't know when. Seems like a lot of work to get this thing running for a couple of months to tear it back apart. I don't know. Motto of this video, not having fun. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a better luck than me in the garage this weekend. As always, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit that like button. I make sure you're still subscribed. I've had 3 or 4 people message me that they are unsubscribed and had to resubscribe and then hit notifications because they're not getting anything from me. So please make sure that's all there. Get in your garage, grab a cold drink or a hot drink. It's cold up here in Connecticut today, so I got a cappuccino. Get to work on your hot rod. Have a good night, guys.